Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the guru himself. So guys, before I continue, before I start with this paper, guys, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. You also like my video so that we can help this channel to grow, so that it can reach as many people as possible, so that people can have this free knowledge and then to pass their metric exams. Okay. So guys, the paper that I'm going to do right now, this is the Western Cape paper for 2023 September prelim paper, or the preparatory exam that was written in Western Cape. So when I received this paper, I did not have the cover page to show that this is from the Western Cape and stuff. So it only starts with the instructions. Okay, there was no front page, but this is the Western Cape prelim 2023 that was written. Okay, so when we jump on to question number 1, it has the annexure there that we're going to be busy with, that we are going to use. Okay, where's my pen? I don't see my pen responding. My pen is not responding. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna open up the annexure A to see what is happening in annexure A. So here they're telling us that the South African, they talk about the inflation. Okay, let me go back a little bit. They say due to inflation, many South Africans are turning to house brands to help reduce their food budget. The table on Annex A compares the price of 10 food item and 6 non-food item at 5 different retailers in 2023. Okay, so that's what we see when we go to that annexure. Unfortunately, I can't zoom this any further. Okay, I think, yeah, if I zoom again, that's what happens. Okay, so we have Woolworths, we have Spar, we have the Premium Store, we have Food Lovers, we have Checkers, we have Pick and Pay. So we have our items here. These are the food items, and then these are the prices, how the prices are differing. Then we have the 6 non-food item. Then we have the total there. Okay, then let's go to the questions and let's listen to what happens to our question. What is it that we are required to do? Okay, so in the question there, they say identify the shop with the cheapest white sugar. Let's look at the shop that says the white sugar at the lesser price. Okay, I don't know where I can put this. Okay, but let's look at white sugar. There is white sugar here. There is white sugar. So we must look at the price that is very less compared to, in these 5 stores. So here we can see that is 49.99, 52.99, 51, 42 in those ones that I have seen. This is the smallest price, 49. So the smallest price is here, is in Food Lovers. So our answer there, we write Food Lovers. So that is the store that has the lowest price of sugar. Then they say define the term inflation. So when they talk about the inflation here, they're not saying in the context. It means you give a general definition of the inflation. Okay, how do we explain the inflation? Inflation is the general change in price of goods and services over a period of time. Because here when you talk about the change, inflation doesn't mean that it always goes up. You cannot say it's the general increase or it's the increase in the price of goods and services. No. Inflation refers to the change in the price of goods and services over the period of time. So if you talk about the change, you are allowing yourself to know that the inflation can go up or down. So also those it actually it talks about the fluctuation of the price of goods and services. Now when we come to 1.1.3, they say arrange the frozen mixed vegetable price of all the various retailers in ascending orders. So we're going to look at the frozen mixed vegetable. Okay, so here's the frozen mixed vegetable. So we must arrange them in ascending order. Okay, so what we can do is that we're not going to copy this because I'm working on a computer here. I'm not going to copy them to that side, but we're going to check which one is going to be number one from the smallest to the biggest. Okay, so this is the row that we are going to look at. So when I check here, I see this one is pin number one. Is the smallest, this one. So let's go. If we don't have another 20s, that means we can check the 30s. So when we check the 30s, this is the smallest 30, followed by 39. Then we are no longer having the 30s. Now we go to the 40s. When you look at the 40s, this is the smallest 40, followed by this 40, followed by this 40. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one is 29.99, followed by 34.99, followed by 39.99, followed by 43.99, followed by 46.99, followed by 47.99. Now they show how the basket total of 812 84 for hoolies was calculated. Which one are they talking about? They are talking about this total here. They are talking about this total. And when you look here, we have the total of the non-food item. We have the total of the food item. So how did they get this amount? They simply said 487.90. 487.90 plus, this is the total of the food item plus the total of the non-food item, 324.94. 324.94. 324.94. Then it gives them the total of 812.84. Then they say calculate the difference in price of a bottle of chutney at Food Lovers and Spa. Okay, so we're going to look at the bottle of chutney at Food Lovers and Spa. So we're going to check the how much is the difference there. Where's chutney? Here is chutney. Now let's look at the Food Lovers. Where's the Food Lovers? Here's the Food Lovers, and here is the Spa. So in Spa, the chutney is 28.99. In Food Lovers, chutney is 47.99. So it's gonna be 47.99. 47.99 minus, because they want the difference, then we subtract, minus 28.99. 28.99. Then how much is the difference? 47.99 minus 28.99. That gives us the difference of 19 rand. Now they say write down the name of the food item that has the same price at 5 of the shops. Now when you look at that item, they say food item. You see, food item, that means we know where we're going to look. We're going to look at the items on top there. Okay, and then so when you look at those items on top there, we're going to look at the item that has the same price for 5 stores. Okay, so when we look at the baked beans, 14.99, 16.99, already these three, they are not giving us a consistent price in those shops. Number 2, the tuna is not the same. We look at the tomato sauce, the frozen veggie, they change. Cooking oil, they change. Chutney, they change. Okay, these two are the same, but when you come to this one, it's no longer the same. We come to white sugar, 49.52, it's no longer the same. We come to apples, not the same. We came to cabbage, we see 19.99, 23.99, 19.99, 19.99, 19.99, 19.99. So if you look at cabbage there, in 5 stores the prices are the same. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, in 5 stores cabbage has what? It has the same price. So our item here is what? Is cabbage here. It has the same price in 5 stores. Okay, let's continue. Okay, when we continue, we go to 1.2. So 1.2, they say a comparison of 2022 and 2023 basket total is listed in table 2 below. So we can see the premium stores. So this is already the total of the basket. Okay, so we are given those stores and then we are given the years, only 2 years. Then the first one, they say classify the data as numerical or categorical. Okay, so now what are they talking about here? They talk about the total prices. How do we get the total prices? We must differentiate between a numerical and the categorical. So what I normally tell my learners is that when you talk about the numerical data, you talk about the data that can be counted, and when you talk about categorical, you talk about the data that can be measured. Now let's talk about this. The total prices, how did they obtain them? Did they count them or did they measure them? Okay, so here they have what? The total of what? The prices. It means that the basket was having a total of 608 in the premium store. How did they obtain this? Did they measure it or did they count it? Remember, this machine is used to count. Even if you multiply here, you are counting. You can't measure using this. This is used to count. So whatever that they have added, it means that they were counting. They were not measuring. So it means this data that was collected here is a what? Is a numerical data. Remember, if we measure, we use the tape, we use the thermometer, we use the scales. Those are the things that we use to measure. Okay, right now they say write down the median for 2022 basket, the total basket. Okay, for you to get the median, the first thing to do is to arrange your data in order. And how many stores do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have 5 numbers, it means you have 1 number in the middle. Okay, so let's arrange this data for 2022 in ascending order. If you decide to do in descending order, you're still okay. Okay, so by the look of things, I think this data already is arranged. If you look at this, this is the highest, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this. So this data already is arranged. So where's our middle number? Our middle number is here. So our median is this, is 584.74. Okay, then they say write down the model basket price for 2023. So the model, we know that the model is what? It is the number that appears the most. So which number here appears the most? 705, 707, is there any price like that? 732, we don't have. 672, we don't have. 650, 84, 650, 84. It means the number that appears the most is 650, 84. Okay, now they say identify the third highest percentage difference. The third highest. It means they don't want the highest, they don't want the second, but they need the third. Okay, so you're going to arrange your data in descending order. Then you look at the third number. That is what they are looking for. So let's arrange, and we can see this is which one is the biggest. This is the biggest number, followed by this one, followed by this one, followed by this one, followed by this one. So we need the third highest. So this is the highest, the second highest, the third highest. So the third highest is 15.42%. Okay, now they say Write down the percentage difference for SPA as a common fraction. So we know that a common fraction is something like we need to have a number on top and a number on the bottom. And then here they talk about what? They say 24%. So when we write 24% as a fraction, that is going to be 24 over 100. Then this is our answer. But what is a decimal? If they said write it as a decimal, so as a decimal it is going to be, okay, let me write it. Decimal is going to be 0.24. This is the decimal, this is the fraction, this is the percentage. So this is more like if you need to understand how to do your probability. Remember, the probability can be shown in 3 ways. It can be shown as a percentage, as a fraction, or as a decimal. Then let's continue to 1.3. 1.3, they say they are talking about a property here. I don't know if I'm a zoom in, because I think zooming out now is going to, okay, but let's read the statement on top of there before. They say Gray is looking to start his own business and comes across the following advert for commercial property at a monthly rental fee of 20,000 rand. So the monthly rental fee there is 20,000 rand. So this is a business. What does it come with? It comes with 1 reception area, 4 big offices, 1 times 10-seater bedroom, 1 kitchen, 2 toilets, 1 storeroom, 3 undercover parking space, 2 open parking space. Then now they're telling you that we have the additional cost, water and electricity. Remember, the water and electricity, they cannot tell you how much you pay, because in most areas for water and electricity you pay according to how much you have used. Okay, so that is why they don't have the amount for that. We have the security fee, we have the refuse for dustbin, we have the deposit, we have the penalty fee, which is 4.25% of the monthly rent if not paid on time. If you don't pay in time, they charge you 4.25% of your rent. Now, they say a penalty is charged if monthly rent is not paid on time. There's no question there, that is just a statement. Then they say write down the above mentioned percentage. How much is the percentage of the penalty? Is 4.25%. Okay. Number 2, they say write the number of open parking space to the number of undercover parking space as a ratio. So when you see me underlining these 2, open parking space and the undercover parking space, I already know that these 2, they are separated by this weight 2. So now if I want to write this as a ratio, I'm going to look at what? The parking space, the open parking space. The open parking space, they said they are 2. So I'm gonna say 2. Then when I see the weight 2, I put this, because this simplifies a ratio. Okay, then I'm going to look at what? The undercover parking space. So the undercover parking space is 3. So that means the ratio there is what? 2:3. Then you leave your answer here, because they never said in a unit form or you must simplify it. Okay, you just leave it the way it is. Right now they say write down 2 other additional costs that are not included in the rent. So the other additional costs that we have there, we have water and electricity. We have water and electricity. We have what? We have security. We have the repairs. Okay, those are the other additional costs. Now they say calculate the annual rent that Gray will pay. How much will this person pay for as a rent only? Remember, they say the monthly rent is 20,000, but they want what? The annual. It means they want the rent for the whole year. Then we multiply here by 12. So it's 20,000 multiplied by 12, which is 240,000. That is our annual rent. Okay, then we proceed to question number 2. Question number 2, they say in May 2021, Miss Adams bought a house. At the end of April 2023, she received the commission from the bank that her home loan repayment will increase from the 1st of May. No, a communication, not a commission. And Annexure B shows the notification of an increase in her monthly interest. So let's go and study Annexure B there to see what happens. Okay, it seems long, so let's deal with this part. I think it's divided into parts. Okay, so this is the original loan agreement. So I can say this is before what? This is before the increase. This is before the increase. Okay, then they say the loan amount. How much did she loan? She loaned 920. This is what she asked from the bank. So the interest that she started with is 5.7%. So the basic, this is what she was paying before they come the changes. Okay, now after, you see, new repayment details, this is what? This is after the increase. This is after the increase. Okay, so they say the new yearly interest rate the home loan rate effect from the 1st of May 2023. But remember, she started to take this loan on the 31st of May 2021. So this loan have changed after 2 years. So the new rate is how much? Is 9.95%. Then they say frequency of payment monthly. Then they say new total repayment made up as follows. We have the basic payment. This is the how much they pay for that loan, including the interest. Remember, if they say monthly payment, already the interests are calculated for you and they are included in what you're going to pay per month. Now, we have the property insurance provision. The insurance is going to be 369.40, and then we have the administration or service fee of 69. So remember, everything here is what needs to be paid back. Then they say new total loan payment. Then they say the remaining loan term is 28 years. That means if you look at this, the loan was for 30 years. Because so far, before the contract or whatever changes, the agreement changes, she had paid already for 2 years. Because if you look at the changes, they are going to come on the 1st of May 2023. But she have started on the 31st of May 2021. So the difference is 2 years. But they're still telling you that there are 28 years remaining. So the total loan term was for 30 years. So now they're telling you that the total interest payable, this is how much of the interest only that needs to be paid back. Okay, then they say the due amount debit will adjust automatically. So that is not more important for us. Now let's go to the question. Now they say explain the term home loan in your own words. What is the home loan? The home loan, okay, is the money borrowed to buy a house or a property. Remember, guys, I'm going to give you an example with the car finance. Ne? When you take when you do a car finance, the bank buy the car for you cash. Okay, you don't owe the dealership. The bank buys the car cash from the dealership. Then you, as the owner, you are going to owe the bank. The car belongs to the bank. It is no longer belonging to the dealership now. Okay, so here what is happening, the bank will buy the house cash for you, then you are going to pay the bank. That is why we say is the money borrowed to buy a house. That means in this case, this lady here borrowed 920,000 to buy the house. Oh, I'm even giving you the second answer here. They say identify the loan amount. The loan amount refers to how much was borrowed to buy that house. It means the house was having the worth of the house was 920,000. This is how much she borrowed from the bank. This, the total loan amount. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Calculate the increase in the interest rate on the loan from May 2021 when the loan was initiated to May 2023. So let's look at the interest in 2023 because that is going to be the highest. It's 995 and that one is 5.7. So it moves from 995. 995 is the new one. 995 is the new one, and the old one is 5.7%. So the change there, the increase there was minus 5.7. So the loan have increased with 4.25%. Okay, then they say calculate the estimated total amount that will be repaid for the house at the end of the loan. Okay, how much is going to be paid at the end of the loan term. Okay, so if you look at the annexure here, already they told you that the total interest for this loan is going to be what? 1,915,046 rand 32 cents. So we're gonna take that. So much, let me write it down. 1,915 and 46.32. So we're going to take that, the interest. We take the interest 1,915 and 46 rand 32 plus the amount that was borrowed. So the interest to be paid is 1 million. Then this is the initial amount. Remember, the initial amount you also need to pay it back plus 920,000. So that gives us 835,046.32. So that is how much is going to be paid. But there's still another method that you can use to calculate that. Okay, so which method can we use? We have been told that before. Okay, this one I'm going to do it here. This person was paying this, and then this person have paid this for 2 years. So we're gonna say 5,777.91 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 2 years. Then now let's go to the next one. The next one is this one, the 8,024.93. Remember, these two are not part of the loan, but they are part of the monthly payment. The other one is the insurance and the other one, but they are not part of the loan. Okay, so we're going to multiply here, and then they say the remaining years is 28, but how many months are in 28 years? So we're going to say 28 multiplied by 12. So these two, they will give us how many months? So we're going to have 8,024 8,024, 93 multiplied by 28 multiplied by 12, and then it gives us 2,696,376,48. And then let's look at this one on top here, how much it gives us. 5,777,91 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 2, it gives us 138,669,84. Then we're gonna add these two together. This is what she have paid, and then this is the remaining amount, plus 269,637,6,48, and then it gives us the same one as that one. It is giving me 2,835,000 and 46,32. So this was another method of calculating that answer there. Then they say explain why the amount in question 214 is more than the original price. It is because the interest, let me see, how am I writing this? I want the rubber. Why is the amount now is no longer 920 but it's 2 million? Is because the interest are calculated and added. The interests have been calculated and added. That is why the amount have changed. Okay. They say Miss Adams state that her monthly repayment increased with more than the percentage increase in the interest rate between May 2021 and May 2023. Okay, because we are given the new price and the old price. Let's calculate the percentage increase. Okay, so we're going to say the percentage increase is equals to new price minus the old price divided by what? Divided by the old price. So our new price is 8,000 and okay, I forgot it. 8,024. 8,024.93 minus the old price was 5777 91, then we divide by 5777.91, then multiply by 100. So you're gonna have 8024.93 minus 577.91. Okay, divide by 577.91 multiply by 100. So the percentage change here is 38.9%. But when you look at the interest rate between May and that, it is only what? 4.25. So her statement is correct. The increase in the monthly repayment have increased with more percentage compared to the interest rate change. Okay. In May 2023, Miss Allison decided to have her house re-evaluated by an estate agent. The agent evaluated the house for. It means now the house has a value of 1,800,000. The estate agent will take 6% of the selling price for the agent commission when the house is sold. Remember, the house does not depreciate. Okay, it doesn't lose value like a car. And remember, this house, it was having a value of 920,000. But then now, after it have been re-evaluated, the new value is going to be 1,800,000. But when the house is sold, the estate will take 6% of the selling price. And what is the selling price? 1,800,000. Then they say her monthly municipal rates and taxes are 800, and she made the following improvement to the house. So these are the things that made the house to go up. This, okay? This is what she made the house to go up. Okay, so now let's check how much. Remember, she already spent this amount. Okay, so now let's check. Okay, let's first calculate the agent amount. So we're going to say 1,800,000 multiplied by 6/100. We need to see how much the agent will get. 1,800,000 multiplied by 6/100, and that gives us 108,000. Okay, this is how much the state agent will gain. But then let's check how much she have spent. And then the question here, they say calculate the amount of profit. How much will Mrs. Addison will make if she sold the house for the re-evaluated? Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to say we're changing the value of the house. So we're going to say 920 plus 15,000 plus 6,000 plus 10,000 plus 13,000. Okay, so it's 920 plus 15 plus 6 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 13,000. So it means now the value of this house now, it goes around 964,000. Okay, so now what must happen is that this house, remember, is going to be sold at 1,800,000. So how much did she spend? So it means this is how much she have spent. So now we're going to take what? The selling price. We're going to say the selling price of this house minus 964,000. And then what else must we minus? We must minus this amount because it's not going to be part of the profit. It is going to the state agent. Okay, then let's see how much is the profit she's going to make. 964 minus 108. So the profit that I get here is that she's going to make a profit of 728,000. That is the profit she's going to make after she sells the house at the re-evaluated value. Then let's go to still long, 2.3. Okay, 2.3, they say to combat the influence of load shedding, Ms. Addison investigated different power solution. She considered installing a solar power system, but finds that the cost of such a system has increased drastically, so she impacts other rent to own options. Remember, option doesn't mean that you're taking that, but you are only told and given the information to say you can choose from this. Okay, the advertisement below shows two options: a rent to own as well as the option to buy it with a once-off payment, while table 3 shows the additional cost for installing the solar power system. There it is. We have the rent to own deposit 5,000, and then we have the monthly payment, and then this can be paid over 18 months. Or special, they say this is on a special cash price of 35,900. So when you look at table number 3, we have the installation cost. They say they're going to bring extra equipment, then that is going to be what? 14,300. Then the labor here is charged per hour or part thereof. Now they say rent to own refers to the option of renting a system by paying it monthly and then having the option to buy it at the end of the loan term. So if you rent it monthly, at the end of the loan term, you will be able to buy it cash. Okay? Now, question number 3.2.1. They're saying to determine the cost of paying back the system on the rent to own option, Miss Addison set up the following table. She used the following formula to complete the table. Okay, cost is equals to 5,000 plus 1,216 multiplied by the number of months. Let's look at number F. So number F, they need what? The cost. So that means F is equals to 5,472,78 plus open brackets 1,216,17 multiplied by 1, because F it has for 1 month. So what we're gonna see, we're gonna say 5,000. We can punch this the way it is on the calculator is going to give us the correct number there. If you put the brackets on the right place, 5,472,78 plus open brackets 1,216,17 multiplied by 1 close brackets, and that gives us a total of 6,688,95. Okay, then we move on to number G. Number G, you are given the cost, but they want to know how many months are represented by number G. Okay, so what are we going to do now? What are we going to do for number G? We are given this, the cost. So what is it that we're going to do? Instead of writing the cost, we write what? 20,066,82 is equals to 5,472,78 plus open brackets 1,216,17 multiplied by how many months are at number G? We don't have them, so we write number G. We write G. So what are we going to do? First, we're going to multiply these ones in the brackets, and we're going to take this one to the other side. So it will look like this: 20,066,82. Then when we transpose this, it was positive, so now it's going to be negative 5,472,78 plus equal to, and now it have moved, is equals to, then we're going to have 1,216,17 G, and we have multiplied them. So 20,066,82 minus 5,472,78, that gives me a total of 14,594,04 is equals to 1,216,17 G. So now, because we are looking for the value of G, we divide both sides by 1,216,17. We also divide here by 1,216,17. Divide by 1,216,17, and that gives us exactly 12. So it means G here represent 12 months. Then let's go to number H. Number H, we do the same. H, we do the same as number F. So we say H is equals to 5,472,78 plus open brackets 1,216,17 multiplied by 18. So that is going to be 5,472,78 78 plus open brackets 1216,17 multiply by 18 close brackets, and that give us a total of 27,360 3,84. Remember, they say if you're taking this on the option rent to own, you're going to pay over 18 months. Okay, all right, let's go to the next question. Okay, the next question, they say there's an answer sheet. Answer sheet 1 shows the graph of the cash option draw. Use the information calculated in your table to draw a graph showing her payment over 18 months. Okay, the first thing that you need to take care of here, when you go to the graph, the most important point, because it has to be the straight line, this is the most important point. Okay, let me change the color here. The most important point here is the starting point and the ending point. The first point and the last point. How much is she paying for the first month, and how much is she going to pay by the end of the month, at the end of 18 months? So here we know that is 6,688. So when you go to that graph, I think it's on this question paper, that graph is at the end of this question paper. When you go to that graph, where's that graph? Where is it? It has to be attached here. Here is the graph. Is this the same thing? So when you come here, the first point, remember this is the 1 month. The first 1 month, you see, it's on the line here. So we're going to look for what? For 6,688,95. So here you're not going to be that accurate because we have these numbers here. We don't have 10,000 exact, you understand? But then here they tell you that this is okay. When you look from the bottom here is 0, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So this is 6,000. So 6,600, it must not be here because this is the 7,000. It means the 6,000 has to be 6,600 has to be above the middle of these two lines. So it means it can be somewhere here. I'm not going to be accurate, but when you're writing, you'll be using the ruler. And then let's look at our last point. The last point of 18 months there, it was 27,363,84. So now when you look here, we don't have 18, but we know that 18 is between 19 and 17. So 18 is here. So when you look at 20,000, but here we have 25,000, it means that 27,000 is way above 25,000. So it means here, this is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 27 is here. But that is 27,300. It has to be below the middle of this 2. So which 2 are we looking at? We're going to look at this line because this is the line for 18 months. So it has to be below the middle of this. So after doing this, you take your ruler, you make a straight line. I'm not going to make a straight line here, I don't promise you. You make a straight line joining these 2 points. Okay, you make a straight line joining these 2 points, then you got your marks. Then after doing that, just try to show other points here, but trust me, you have to show them on this line. You don't, after drawing this line, you don't have to show a point here. You need to show it here. So as long as your line is straight and accurate. Okay, let's go back. When we go back, we do let's see if we're not done with question number 2. Seems like question 2 is taking time. Still have question 3 on there. Okay, let's do the last one. The same Mr. Anderson find out that the installation will take 8 hours 45 minutes on the first day and 5 hours 56 minutes on the second day. So now you see, when you go to your Casio, when you're given the time like that, there is this arrow. I don't know how to, but it shows these things. It shows these things. Your cashier will show you these things. And then on the sharp, it show you the DMS. So what you're going to do when you get there, if you want to add a time, you press 8 and then you press that. It will do something on 8 like this on top. It's not going to be 0, but it's going to be something like a box. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to calculate the time. And now they say calculate the total cost of installing cash. This is most important, cash option solar power system. Okay, how much they're going to pay. Remember, the installation have to be there. So how much is she going to pay in total? So she is going to, let's calculate the labor first. Remember, we have the 14,000. We have the 14,300 for the extra material. So let's add the time. We're gonna have 8 hours plus, 8 hours 45 minutes plus 5 hours 56 minutes. So this is going to give us 8, then we press that, then we press 45, we press that sign, then we say plus, then we have 5 hours plus 56 minutes. So it gives us it gives us 14 hours 41 minutes. So we can round off this to 15 hours because they are paid per hour. Then let's check how much they are paying per hour. They are charging per hour. They are charging 102.88. So 102.88. So that is going to be 15 multiplied by 102.88. That is going to be the cost of 1,543.2. But remember, that is what? That is the labor per hour. Then what are we going to add? We add the extra material. The extra material is 14,300. I think I'm correct. Yes. Then they say on the cash, not on the rent to own, on cash. Then how much is the cash price? Now she's buying the solars. It was 35,999. 35,999. So how much in total is she going to pay? What? 1532 1543,2 1543,2 plus 14,300 plus 35,999, which is equals to a total of 51,842,2. That's what she's going to pay. Okay, and then let's go to question number 3. That was the end of question number 2. Let's go to question number 3. Let's see how big it is. Okay, it has 28 marks. Okay, on 3.1 now, they are saying the South Africa is a mineral-rich country, and there are currently 22 types of minerals mined in South Africa, and then the selected groups of minerals and the classification of their mines are indicated in table number 4. Okay, so we have those minerals. We have gold, coal, diamond, platinum, group metal, copper, iron ore, okay, uranium. So we have them, number of mines, operationals, various phase. Okay, then we have the totals. Then they say identify the listed mineral with the highest number of mines in South Africa. That is what? That is the highest number here, number of mines. We see coal. Suddenly now I'm writing with the red one. Okay, it's fine. But I like blue. Okay, then they say calculate the percentage rounded to 1 decimal of the number of operational mines within the platinum groups. Okay, so now we check what the percentage of the platinum in all the operationals. Okay, so when you look at the platinum there, it takes how many? 30. Okay, so now our answer there, what are we going to do? We're going to say we have 30 over how many operationals? 142 multiplied by 100, and that is how much? 30 over 142 multiplied by 100, and that gives us 21.1%. Okay, then let's go to the next one. They say calculate the probability as a fraction of randomly selecting a dominant or closed mine from the listed mineral in table 4. The closed or the dominant or the mine, there are 120 out of 420 mines. So the probability there, probability is equals to 120 over 420. And they say write your answer in a fraction. They didn't say simplified fraction or what. Leave your answer here. If 120 over 420, you're done. Let's go to the next one. This is 3.2. Then they say mining plays an important role in South African economy. The information in table 5 below indicates how the mining industry performed in 2021 for a selected group of 22. Remember, they say we have 22 metals and minerals, but then here they are not showing us everything. Okay, there we have them. Let's go to the next one. They say calculate the mean value for the number of employees as the listed metal and the minerals. So we check the number of employees. So what are we going to do to calculate the mean? We need to add everything here, and we divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the mean, remember the mean is what? Sum of all values divided by the number of values. Divided by the number of values. Okay, so we're going to add everything. Oh, how am I going to do that? Let's just do this. We add. So we're gonna add 18, 18, 5, 18, 5. And someone will ask, why are we not using this? Is because this is the total of all metals and mineral in South African mining industry. It means this total is for 22 minerals and metal, but then the mean that they want is for this available here. 18599 plus 92670 plus 12,900 plus 93,998 plus 21,427 plus 13,290 plus 17,953 plus 171568, and then that gives me a total of 442,405, 405, 405, 405 divided by how many are they? How many are we given? How many are we given? Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we divide by 8. We divide by 8. Let's divide by 8. So it gives me 55,300, 625. So we can run it off because those are the number of employees to 301, like that. Okay. um, then the second one, the next question, they say calculate the range of the total sales in rent. The range of total sales in rent for the selected group. So we need the total sales. These are the total sales. Then we must look at the highest number and minus the minimum, because the range says range is equals to max minus the minimum. So what is the maximum number there? And remember, everything here they say in thousand. It means you need to add 3 zeros at the end of that. So when I look here, I see this is the highest value. This is the highest value. And where's the lowest value? There is the lowest value, 19. So we're gonna have our highest value as 346, 525, 549, 549, and then minus 19, 839,840. And then how much do we get? I don't know, where is this thing going now? Okay, 3 4 6 5 2 5 5 4 9 minus 19839,840, and then we get 3 2 3 2 6 6 8 5 709 1 2 3. Why am I adding these zeros? Is because they said in thousand. It means they have omitted only thousand. Remember, thousand is shown by 3 zeros. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is say analyst stated that the interquartile range for the total sales of the selected group of metal and mineral is less than 115 billion. Verify by showing calculation if his statement is valid. The interquartile range of total sales. So let's calculate the interquartile range of the total sales. So let's first arrange these numbers to see which one is Q1, which one is Q2, okay? Which one is Q number 3? So let's arrange them. We're just going to arrange them here. But then remember, you need to show them in your answer book when you arrange them first. So let's arrange in ascending order. This is going to be number 1, and it's going to be followed by this one. This one is going to be number 2. This is going to be number 3. This is going to be number 4. And then there's going to be number 5. This is going to be number 6. This is going to be number 7. This is going to be number 8. So we have 8 numbers. So let me give you an idea of what we're going to do here, because we want quartile number 3, but we have how many numbers? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we don't have the metal number, but we know that quartile number 1 we're going to use number 2 and number 3. Then for quartile number 3 we're going to use what? Number 6 and number 7. This is Q3, and then this is going to be Q1. So even here we don't have it. It means we need to add the numbers in number 6 and number 7, then we divide by 2. Let's start calculating Q3. Let's go and look which number is on number 6. It's 120. It's how much? 120. It's 120, and then this 2.4. is 120. I just want to not go up and down here because it's far there and then the numbers are long. It's 120 78, because now I have the question paper here. 852 plus the other one is that one, number 6 is 150 and 98, 372. So we add them together and we divide by 2. So how much do we get? We get 135 440 112. Because they're in thousands, then we write 1 2 3. Then let's go to Q1. Q1, we do the same. We add number 2 and number 3. Okay, so number 2 and number 3 we have 21974 540 plus 139 007 divided by 2, and that will give us a total of 21 556 773 500, because that was a comma and then we multiply by 1000, and that gives us 500. Therefore IQR is equals to 135,440 112,123 minus 21556. I wrote, yeah, it's fine. 556 773 500, and that gives us a total of how much is the total here? It gives us the total of 11883 338 500. And they say the analyst stated that the interquartile range for the total sale for the selected group of the metal and mineral is less than. So if we look at the interquartile range is 11 billion. So indeed, is it 11 billion? Yes, it's 11 billion. So indeed the statement is valid because this number is less than this. Then let's continue to 325. 325, the same. Give one reason why the total of the listed information do not add up to the totals as indicated in table 5. Okay, so what can we say about that is because the totals include all metal and minerals in South Africa. Okay, then they say calculate the total of all metal and mineral in South Africa mining industry for the local sales as indicated in A. The local sales. So if you check here, we have the total sales, we have the exports, and we have the local sales, meaning that out of this, some are sold locally, some are exported. So this is what is been, these are the total sales, but we are only given what? We are told that these 682 are exported. So how many of them are sold local? So we're going to take our available sales, our available total sales, which is 849 633 713 minus the ones that were exported. Then we're going to remain with the one that were sold locally. The one that were exported is 682,082,493, and then we have a total of 167,551,224, then 123. Remember, they're always in thousands up there. Then the last one, the same. Calculate the probability expressed as a decimal of selecting a listed metal or mineral with employees of more than 21,500. Let's look at the number of the sectors that the mines or the mineral that have more than 21,500. Let's start. I'm going to use the red one. The first one, no. The second one, yes, they are more than 21,000. They are more than 21,000. No, 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 yes. Out of how many? One. So the one that are more than 21,500, they are only 1, 2, 3. Out of how many? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3 out of 8. So our answer there, we're going to have what? Probability is equals to 3 over 8, but they want it as a decimal. So we say 3 divided by 8. That gives us 0,375. Okay, then that is the end of question number 3. My intentions, guys, was not to make this video this long, okay, but I'm pretty sure that it was long because I have to explain a lot of things so that you don't get confused on how I get other stuff, you understand? So thank you for watching this video so far. Please make sure that you subscribe and then you share these videos with your mates or your cousins or anyone that is going to get assisted by this video. See you next time.